Alright, so here's the driver's side. This is how it looks uninstalled. You have two slotted holes here to allow a bit of adjustability when installing it. You have some 1/8" spacers that basically allow you to push the panel off the center console a bit. This replaces the factory trim bolts, slightly extended, goes right. Alright, so what you're going to be removing are a few factory Phillips screws. There's one right here in the rear, and there's one right up front. Now to get to that screw, you're going to move the seat forward. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the factory Phillips screws. Alright, to get to this one, once the seat is back, insert your 5/16 socket and start unbolting. Alright, so once you have the factory screws off, you're going to slip in the panel. Again, these are slotted. These two mounting holes are slotted just to give you a bit of adjustability and to make the install process a lot easier. Alright, so I designed it with this type of cutout so that it clears your driveline shifter in 4 high, and there's still plenty of room to throw the main shifter in park. So this just clamps over, just like that. You're gonna add your 1/4 bolts for the sides. There's 2 on each side. So there is absolutely no drilling required. So reversing this is super simple, just unbolting everything down. You won't be left with any unnecessary holes. Without any extra support, either holding the platform up to strengthen it or to clamp this whole unit in place, obviously it's gonna have that little wiggle, right? Regardless of the material thickness we used here, you're still gonna have this movement. And we fixed that by adding the lower support bracket, or the little boot shaped bracket. All right, so this is the little boot, the little lower bracket. So just like our dash panel, once I tighten these main 2 bolts, it's gonna rise the rear to clamp onto this lower section, this cowl on the dash itself. It's also adheres to that section. There's option for drilling. All right, so with the adhesive removed on that little boot bracket, place it in position, but don't allow that rear piece to hug yet. Add your little 1/2" 1/4 bolts. It's gonna require 2 for up here and 2 flange nuts. Just leaving it loose. Everything is still loose. I tighten this. That rear bracket is gonna close the gap and allow it to adhere in that little housing I'll show you in a bit. And then once we're placed nice and straight, we are gonna tighten the first 2 main bolts. Allow that adhesive to settle at least 15-30 minutes before you start to add any weight here. But you can already see that the structure now, nothing is drilled into the console or any of the panel or dash. It's just adhered there, and it's got the 4 factory mounting bolts on the sides, and it's solid. That's how the lower bracket looks from underneath. It's clamped on in that little upper position here. There's still room to fit a drill bit if you did want to drill, but right now it's solid, just clamped and adhered in place. So there we go.